Okay, so my name is Astra, and as I said, I'm just a little bit new to this teleconferencing system, so I am just hoping that all is well and people can hear me and that it is recording properly. I can always do it over again if I need to. So thank you so much for showing up for yourself and to receive the information that I'm guided to share with you here today. This webinar is called the 3 Things You Can Do Right Now to Step into Your Power as Wisdom Leader. So, and this, the 3 steps that I'm about to share are very fresh in my own consciousness because I have been putting them to use in recent days in a very powerful way. So I'll be my own testimonial to the information I'm about to share. And I am the messenger for messengers. I am the principal of the School of Empowerment, where messengers come to step into their power as wisdom leaders. And I'm just so grateful to be here and with you guys and share this information, whether you're on the call live or whether you are listening to the replay. So I'm going to check the webcast one more time to see if anyone let me know if they can hear me or not. Nope. Okay. Actually, I'm going to take a little sip of my coffee before I get into the 3 steps. Good. Good coffee, good. Look at that. Karen's on the call. Karen, I'm gonna unmute you and just to ask if you can hear me. So let me just do that. Hi, Karen. Maybe she's not. Maybe. Oh well, I'll mute her back up. Just. I want to know if people can hear me. That's okay. All right. So what do I mean by messengers stepping into their power as wisdom leaders? Well, it's got a lot to do with speaking your truth and being visible, right? And kind of, I always say, coming out of the closet as the messenger that you came here in this lifetime to be. And this is it can feel like a really scary thing. Now, I will let you know that in this particular lifetime, you don't actually need to feel scared, but it's totally understandable if you do feel scared, and if coming out of the closet as a messenger feels scary. And there's several reasons why it might feel scary. So one is that you've had several past lives as a messenger, meaning a deliverer of a spiritual message or gift that you uniquely came into the world to give in whatever lifetime that was. And what would so often happen to messengers in centuries past? Well, they would be laughed at. They would be punished for sharing their gifts. They would sometimes be executed. Sometimes they would be banished from the village in which they lived or wherever it was, and banished from their communities. And so they would, if they were kept alive but not allowed back in to their village or their family or their community, they would often be alone. I always get this picture, and this must have been me, and this might resonate for some of you, but this vision of like the lone witch growing her herb garden in a tiny little shack, or cabin or hut or whatever, and just being alone in the woods, and not really being alone, because she was communing with the trees and the animals and the plants and the elements, but had no human support. And so many of us have carried some of that energy. All of the aforementioned energies that I just talked about have carried those things into this lifetime. So we have a fear of being seen with our gifts and our messages, and being heard, of course, because it's about speaking our truth and letting it be known what we do and how we can support our tribes. But we've carried this energy of isolation, of a fear of being punished or even executed. And, and that fear was real because it was based on things that our souls have actually experienced, in past lives. So that is one of the reasons for feeling scared, even though those things are not going to happen in this lifetime, right? So, another sip of good coffee. And another reason that, we might feel scared in this lifetime is when we sit and we think of wisdom leaders who have come out of the closet in a big way in more recent past times. So many of them were killed. And I'm talking about like Gandhi, John Lennon, John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, just to name a few. I know there have been more, but those are some pretty big, powerful, examples of, and the thing is, though, we have to remember with them, they were coming out and sharing during the time of the old earth. And I'll talk more about old earth versus new earth. New earth is very new. But in the old earth, the energies were way heavier and way more dense. And, and so these beautiful souls who I just mentioned really started to pave the way for the new earth energies to come in. They really started to raise the vibration, even back in the day, before we were born or when we were very young, depending. I know my audience has a wide age range, so I'm not going to make any assumptions as to how old anyone is, but so these wisdom leaders from back then, and obviously even before that, Joan of Arc and to name one from many centuries ago, but so they were sharing their spiritual gifts and their messages, and they were paving the way for the messengers of Earth to really come forward and start. And what we're all really doing, what messengers are here to really do, is to continue to carry these new Earth energies into place. Now, the new Earth is actually here, but it's very young still. So people like me and you are here to carry these messages of love and light and peace and happiness and freedom, and whatever we're uniquely qualified to bring forth into the world. And but what I find fascinating and very interesting is that once the new Earth really kind of came into being and got locked into place, the ironic, and it's not really ironic, and I'll talk about that too, but this seemingly ironic thing happened of a very unusual president being voted into office. And I suppose all presidents are kind of unusual in their own way, so it's not really that different. But this one, it shook everyone up in a lot wilder of ways than many presidents in the past have done. And the reason that this particular character was voted in was so that the humans of Earth would get shaken up, and it's like trying to think of what to compare it to. Kind of like, okay, I see like a bottle of champagne or a bottle of pop, you shake it so much that when you open it, it just explodes everywhere. So that's what's happening. All of the messengers have been being shaken in this bottle of carbonated liquid, and we're ready to explode with our messages. But so one of the reasons I'm here, and my job on Earth, at this time, is to really just kind of hold up a mirror and show you that kind of like, well, I'm doing this. I feel scared too, but I know that it's meant to be. I know that I was meant to do this. And in fact, it's really interesting because I knew for some time that the School of Empowerment was coming. In my vision, I always saw it coming in 2018. So, in a year. But this January, I was taking a shower and I receive a lot of my intuitive information in the shower because it's my sacred spa, time. And I'm very open to my inner guidance. And I just heard this message, like, it is time to open the School of Empowerment. And even saying those words out loud is actually bringing tears to my eyes. And I thought, wait, no, that's not for a year. And I heard, nope, it is time now. And I thought, oh my God. But I knew, like, I was like, I know, I know, but I'm just being told in a big and powerful way so that it gets my booty in gear. And I really just get to work on that. And what's really interesting is in years past, and this is ironic too, because the old Earth energies were dense and heavy, and the new Earth energies are way more high vibrational and lighter. So one would think that what I'm about to say would be the opposite. But in years past, despite the heaviness and denseness, anytime I would get an inspiration or an idea for a new service, I would just put it into gear right away. I would create it and I would put it out, and that was that. And that was in the old Earth. And I'm kind of getting an insight as I'm speaking about it as to why that is. In the new Earth, so I received the intuitive guidance, and inspiration for the School of Empowerment being open a year earlier than I originally thought it was going to be open. But it took me way longer to actually create it and actually, get myself aligned and together enough to even start writing copy for the sales page. And what it was that, like, this is it. This is the big one. This is bigger and wider and deeper and more powerful and more expansive than any service I've ever provided to any of my clients and tribe members ever. And all of my own empowerment energies needed to be in place and 100% aligned. And I needed to have come through fully 100%, come through and out the other side of my own empowerment journey. And so when I got the guidance that I was to open the School of Empowerment, I still had a little bit left on my own empowerment journey. So I was very impatient and I kept going, now, is the time now? No. Is it time now? No. Is it time now? But it is happening this year? Yes. Okay. Tapping my watch, stomping my foot. And, and I'll talk about the 5 aspects of empowerment. I was still at the tail end of the 4th aspect, and I needed to get through that in order to get into the 5th aspect and complete that. So boy, oh boy, that was challenging for me, because I'm so used to just getting the inspiration and jumping on it and creating it and putting the page up and telling people about it, and boom, and it was like, wow. So I had, like, my power animal was sloth, that was telling me that it's okay to not move right now. But that was really interesting. And I'm wondering if that's been true. Okay, so what the School of Empowerment is that it's putting every aspect of everything that I've ever learned into gear, so that I can teach it all to every client who signs up as a member of the school. And it's all about the 5 aspects of empowerment on the 5 levels of being. And the 5 aspects of empowerment are happiness, vitality, abundance, peace, and freedom. That sounds pretty yummy, right? It is. It feels really good. Because, man alive, I can't even believe since I've actually come through my empowerment journey, I've actually started to do Facebook Lives, which I've been avoiding like the plague, even though I knew someday I'd like to do them. But I'm able to do them now, and I'm able to have fun. And I was nervous before I went on the first time, but I've done 3 now, and it's gotten easier. And so okay, and then the 5 levels of being are soul, energy, emotions, mind, and body. Soul, energy, emotions, mind, and body. So when you're fully empowered with the 5 aspects on the 5 levels of being, you just have more energy, and you feel more balanced. Like, I am allowing myself to rest and to sleep as much as I'm allowing myself to be active and to do what I call my fun work, because I only do what's fun in my business. I made myself that promise last year, and I've stuck to it. So my fun work is only done when I'm in the my inner divine masculine, my doing phase, and that's another part of empowerment, is being totally balanced with your inner divine masculine and your inner divine feminine. And part of coming into the new earth, and what I call being in peaceful prosperity rather than the crazy busy success mindset that the old earth, business people had, the peaceful prosperity is equally bringing in your inner divine feminine into the picture. So that's like spa time, even if it's in your own home, right? Staycations every day, I would say even resting, sleeping, spa, staycations, and doing that even more, because we really need to compensate and heal that old earth struggle, fast action, do, and that was part of why I used to take such fast action, because that was the old earth mindset, is like, okay, let's go. Okay, let's do it now. And I think I called it a couple times like the Wall Street mentality of the 80s business mindset, where, you work like almost every hour that you're awake, and then when you're sleeping, you don't even sleep for that long. So you're basically almost always working, and that wasn't cutting it for me. On the peace leg of my own empowerment journey, I had to teach myself how to sleep and how not to work. So speaking of sleep, I'm going to take another sip of my coffee. So it's just been so interesting. And I'm sure I was trying to come to some point about the School of Empowerment and my own empowerment journey. And But the main point is that that was the other thing, during that time when I said I was really impatient in the recent couple of months, while I was in creation mode for the School of Empowerment, at the same time, I knew that it had to be this way. I had to allow myself to do the resting and the sleeping and the dreaming in order to be of greatest support to myself first. And that is one thing that I teach, that if we're not fully supportive of ourselves and filling our own cups first, and filling our own cups not just all the way, but to total overflow, then we really have nothing to give. If we're not giving to ourselves to the fullest extent that we can, we're leaking our own energy out. And if we're giving without being full to overflowing, we're giving our power away, and we're giving of our energy, and that's what's gotten to us, right? I know so many spiritual entrepreneurs who have literally crashed and burned at some point, where their bodies just gave out, where they ended up in the hospital, where they ended up with like a serious adrenal condition. And I could feel the energy of that happening to them, and I could feel the utter exhaustion in my own body. And this was about towards the end of 2015, and I knew, and that was the beginning of the peace leg of my own empowerment journey. Because again, the 5 aspects are happiness, vitality, abundance, peace, and freedom. So, okay. So that, I'm sure I have more to say, but I know it'll come back around because I don't do scripted speeches, as you probably are now aware. I know that important points that need to be made will come back around in their good time. So let me get now to the 3 things you can do right now to step into your power as wisdom leader. And as I've been talking about the peace leg of my empowerment journey, I'd like to start out with the first step that you can take right now, and that is to relax. Just relax. And just take some deep breaths in whatever way that feels good to you. And take note of your body and just observe, without judgment, just neutrally observe if there's any place in your body that feels like it is more stress, holding more stress or tension than, other spots, other places. I know for me, I tend to feel it in my hips, almost like a bursitis kind of, inflamed feeling. And I know that's just from sitting in one position for too long. So I've been trying to do a lot more stretching lately and being kind to my body. Lately, I've been having a little bit of tension in the bottom of my right foot. I keep trying to look it up online to see what reflexology point it is, but I'm always trying to do it from my phone, which never works very well. So just for my mental note. So just take note, and wherever you feel stressed in your body, just as you're breathing in, just connect with that part of your body, and then as you're breathing out, breathe into that part of your body. And just allowing with each breath a feeling of relaxation to come to that part or those parts, whatever in your body is needing some extra love and self-care. You might yawn, and as you're kind of releasing, and your eyes might water. And that's just natural as you're releasing. Now I'm being guided to just do some stretching and maybe some shoulder rolls and wrist rolls and ankle rolls, just stretching at the waist and the hips, just doing whatever naturally comes to you that your body needs right now. Ooh. And this is something that you can do every day. In fact, I highly recommend, strongly suggest doing this before you do any business task. And this is like just you checking in with yourself, giving yourself what you need. You can check in with your heart and your soul and ask, is there anything that I desire right now that will connect me with my personal power, with my joy, with my freedom, with my sense of inner peace? And just do that. And just do that before you start any project, any task, before you email your list. So relax. That's step number 1. Oh, did I mention the steps are really simple? So that, and why does this connect you with your power as wisdom leader? Because of everything I already said on the call. Because we have to give to ourselves in order to be of highest service to others, right? And now, and this relates to, this relates directly to being in our power, because a lot of times, we go along and if you're really, really new at starting a business, then this may not be the case for you. But I know that for those of us who have had online businesses or service businesses for a long time, or for even a short period of time, but you kind of are getting used to it. And, a lot of times we learn all these business tools and strategies and technical tools and tips and all these different things, and building our lists and doing our lead magnets, which is your free gift, your freebie, that brings people into your email list, and all these different things. And we learn, and we probably have hundreds and hundreds of tools in our tool belts. And we wake up, turn on the computer, sit down, and just sort of get lost. It's like, what strategy am I supposed to be putting into place right now, and why, and what does that lead to, and it's like a whirlwind. It's like a kind of a crazy maze, and we're not quite sure how to navigate that, and our minds start to kind of spin, and then we feel bad because we don't know, there's no direction, and there's no, and sometimes, and this was true for me, when I wasn't in my own power, even if I did write down a concrete plan, whether it's a business plan or even just a plan for the day, I would write it down, and I would, even when I would start to follow it, but I would feel just kind of like foggy or low vibe or just dull, and it would just be like I was mechanically doing stuff because I knew it was, quote unquote, what I was supposed to be doing, what I should be doing, what I must do in order to blah blah blah, and it was just like I was just basically spinning my wheels, because I was putting all the tools into place, but and I was reaping some results, but it was just like and it didn't feel good. It felt forced, and it was just almost like zombie-like, even though, I'm here on earth to help people feel better and energized so that they can do what they came here to do, right? But yet I wasn't doing it. So that really, it wasn't being helpful, the most helpful I can be to my people, And so step number 2, and you'll be surprised at how both simple and yet empowering this is, as far as stepping into your power as wisdom leader and really being more visible to your true tribe. You've got to decide that that is what you're going to do. Make a conscious decision. I now consciously decide to step into my power as wisdom leader and come out of the messenger closet and share my gifts and messages with my true tribe. You just have to get really clear on it and literally decide to do it. Because that's one thing I know for me that was missing in my unempowered days or my partially empowered days. I wasn't totally out of my power because it was a journey, and I was stepping into it a bit at a time. But making a conscious decision, decide without deciding that what you want to do now and what you are going to do now is step into your power as a wisdom leader. Without consciously deciding that, you're going to keep spinning your wheels and stay in the dense fog. I know firsthand because that's what I did. And since I've made my decision, that's when I've been, the thing about that is that it clears the fog so that, sometimes I write down 4 or 5 tasks that I want to complete, but what I make sure to do is that I do that only after I've made a decision as to what do I want? Why am I what is the purpose behind these tasks that I'm doing? And I include in my list of tasks, meditate, breathe, stretch. After task 1 and task 2, do some deep breathing. After task 3, get up and stretch. After task 4, meditate for 5 minutes. For me, there's no going back. I'm never going to go back to the old way, because this way is being so much more productive when I allow myself to not be productive, to not feel like I have to be productive, to allow myself and this is actually leading into step 3. I'll just go right into it. Step 3 is to give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to step into your power. It's different than making a decision. Making a decision gets things activated, for sure. But what can happen because of those, old earth, denser, heavier fear energies that I was talking about at the beginning of the call, is that even once we make our conscious decision, at times we can still feel ourselves holding ourselves back or blocking ourselves from, our true dreams, the things that we truly desire. And those are just, they're, like I said, the fear energy is understandable. It's no longer necessary, but it's understandable. But these are simple steps that you can take to actually really release those old, dense fear energies. And giving yourself permission to step into your power as wisdom leader is the third simple yet powerful step that I have to share with you. And part of giving yourself permission is what I was talking about in my New Earth business task list. When I add the tasks in that are giving to myself rather than me giving to others. That's a huge part of giving yourself permission to be a wisdom leader, because it's allowing you to be in your inner divine feminine as much as or more than in your inner divine masculine. Now, in the old earth business model, the inner divine masculine, which is wonderful and totally important and equally important as the feminine, but the masculine was almost entirely running the show. And that is because the masculine is about how we put ourselves out into the world, but the feminine is the receptive side, right? And we've got to ask our inner divine masculine to sit down and relax with us, right? So take a breather, take a bubble bath. I'm having a really funny image of a businessman in a bubble bath right now. but it's I'm laughing, but it's also completely 100% the truth. Yeah. So giving yourself permission actually allows you to step into the decision that you've made, which was step 2. And it also allows you to relax, which is step 1. So they're all interrelated. They all work together in a perfect triad, a power trio, as it were, in perfect harmony. Relax, decide, and give yourself permission to do whatever you desire. But in this case, with the message I deliver to you today, here now, in this case, it's relax, decide to step into your power as the wisdom leader you came here to be, and give yourself permission to be that wisdom leader. Simple but powerful, people. So let's do, if you have any questions or comments, currently doesn't seem to be, oh wait, let me see the Q&A. Oh, Karen. Thank you, Karen. Oh, my goodness. She did say, I was looking at, I'm new to this teleseminar software, and I was looking in the wrong spot, but she did say, yes, I can hear you perfect. Yay! Because at the beginning, I wasn't sure if anyone could hear me. Thank you, Karen. I'm sorry that I was, see, now I know. This is good. I love this software, and I'm getting good practice now. So cool. So if anyone has questions or comments, you can type into the Q&A box. I prefer doing it that way rather than the conference call. So I will just wait for a minute or two to see if any questions pop up in the Q&A. You can pop them into the question box. I also want to say that on the event page, there should be a little box with a little link, and the words say the Grounded and Empowered Meditation. And that is a download, a little gift I'm gifting to anyone who's attending or even listening to the replay. It should be on the replay box as well, the Grounded and Empowered Meditation. If you have any trouble downloading that for yourself, you can email me or contact me through Facebook or whatever, and I can just get you that link. Also, let me take a little sip of my beverage here. On the event page, there should be also a link that says, or a little button, a little call to action button that says Enter the School of Empowerment. So, and I was talking a little bit about that before. That is my long-awaited, well, not really that long, but for me it felt long, my long-awaited monthly membership group for messengers who are ready to come out of your closets and actually truly start to share your wisdom with your tribes in a bigger way. And it is I like to say it's a filling station for messengers where you can come and really start to give to yourselves in the many ways I was talking about earlier, and even in more ways, and a place where you can come to really start getting your wings and stepping into your power in a firm, decided manner, and because the new earth is ready for you. And so the way it's structured is, so it's a monthly membership, or you can join annually, and that actually saves some moolah. And there are many different amenities that I share with the group, and there's a monthly master class. And in the master classes, I teach everything and anything I've ever learned on my own journey into coming into my power as a wisdom leader. And that includes on all aspects of empowerment on all 5 levels. So again, what is that? That is the aspects of happiness, vitality, abundance, peace, and freedom on the levels of soul, energy, emotions, mind, and body. Yeah, and it's all about learning how to create your own happiness from within, how to create a vital and energized body that is, healthy and in optimum health and high vibrational health. That is how to step into your abundance energy and create your prosperity mindset and make friends with money and, create a happy, buoyant, vital relationship with money. And that is, also about really coming into your inner peace and allowing yourself the sleeping, the resting, and the dreaming, even more so than the being active and doing what you think you're supposed to do in business. It's the way of peaceful prosperity. So it's relax into abundance. And that is really coming into your freedom to be healthy and alive and vital and abundant and restful and active and, and balanced and successful, whatever your version of success looks like to you, whatever you, thank you, Karen. She just sent me a nice comment. Thank you. I appreciate you. Whatever success means to you, everyone's dreams are different. And here's the thing I want to say about dreams is this. If you have a dream, if there is a dream in your consciousness, in your heart, and in your soul, you can make it come true. So that's really the end result of coming through your empowerment journey. And the thing about the School of Empowerment is the whole reason I'm opening it up for you guys is so that for me, my own empowerment journey took me over 22 years. Now, that was the old earth energies I was moving through slowly but surely. And it was really fun and it was really great. But the thing is, it so 100% does not have to take 22 years for you guys. And especially, if you connect with me, I am definitely an expediter because I am working to support you in connecting to all 5 aspects of empowerment on all 5 levels, every day that you're a member of the group, because I work vibrationally. So when you're connected, when you become a member, and I add you to the private Facebook group, our little private clubhouse there, there's a vibration going on where you even, obviously I encourage you to come in and actively participate, but even when we're vibrationally connected, and there's maybe it's a day where it's a little quieter in the group, there's still a vibration going on. My vibration is set up in such a way that when you vibrationally connect with me in the membership group, you automatically start to step into your power, and you start to be more aware of that and start to see and feel things a bit differently. And you'll, whether vibrationally or tangibly, you will start to notice the shift. And it's really cool. So, oh yeah, I was starting to talk about the amenities. So there's the master classes. I'll be doing Facebook Lives, even though I don't have that on the sales page. But now that I'm starting to do them, I'll pop into our School of Empowerment group and do some Facebook Lives as guided when I'm intuitively, guided to do that. I am sharing a monthly empowerment sound healing in the group. I am a sound healer with my voice, toning, singing. There is a resonance of empowerment that I deliver with my voice that is one of my spiritual gifts that I'm here on earth to share. So there is that. There is a weekly, and actually the first one's tonight, a weekly Archangel Empowerment Healing Circle where I call in the archangels to come in. And archangels are master energy workers. And what they do is they come in and work on our energy fields of anyone who's part of the circle. And they work on our energy fields to balance them out and to remove any energies that don't belong to us and, that we've been carrying, maybe baggage we've been carrying for other people, that, and even fear energies from the past lives that I was talking about earlier, fear of stepping into our power as a wisdom leader. And the archangels come in and really do the energy work for us. And what that does is creates the space in our own energy field for us to continuously raise our vibration and step into our power in a bigger way. So that's a weekly ongoing healing circle, and it's awesome. It feels awesome. And those are every Wednesday night from 7 p.m. Central Time to 8:30 p.m. Central Time. They take 90 minutes to do it. And while the circle's going on, you can just go about your business, eat your dinner, do whatever it is you do. You don't need to like lay down and you can totally, that would definitely be part of the peace leg of the empowerment journey. If you felt like you wanted to like lay down or fall asleep or relax and dream during that time, or even part of that time, and just, receive the energy work, that's totally fine. But not necessary. So either way is totally cool. So there's that. I'll be sharing meditations, and in fact, little by little, I'm just going to create like an archive of meditations and adding the sound healings to that as well. And I'm a person who tends to give little gifties that, I don't tell anyone about beforehand, so that kind of happens too. And I feel like, am I leaving something out of? So there's the master classes, the empowerment sound healings, the weekly archangel healing circles. I am leaving something out. I just know it, so I'm going to look it up. I'm looking up my own service here. I tend to. All right, let's see here. I know I'm a goofball for not already having this page up. Ha 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 ha. That's okay. Whoa, there we go. So it's astrasings.com/school. And you can get to it through the link on the event page there, or just type it in, astrasings.com/school. All right, and I'm scrolling down. It's taking a while because my laptop is a little slow sometimes, but that's okay. So yeah, I know I shared a lot to process, and so let's just kind of take a minute to relax our bodies as I'm getting to this info. Just allow everything I said to sink in. And the thing about whether, in order to know if the School of Empowerment is right for you, first of all, it's just important to remember that it's a monthly membership. And so if there's any part of you that resonated with what I've been saying, and you're receiving a yes and you're not even consciously sure why, pop in and join and see how it feels. And if after, if you decide before your first month is up that it wasn't for you, you could just cancel the membership. nothing's forcing you to stay. However, my inner guidance says that giving it 5 months for you to start, kind of coming into your power in a manner in which is close to 100%. I would probably, give it that long. And, but again, it's completely up to you. There's no obligation, etc. So, okay, here we go. With the membership, you receive your monthly empowerment masterclass, monthly empowerment sound healing. Oh, I know what I was forgetting. Okay, so a weekly channeled empowerment message, which I'll be sharing in the Facebook group. And I'll be sharing everything in the private Facebook group. It just makes it so much easier. So the empowerment messages, I love channeling messages. Woohoo! The energy empowerment circle with the archangels, and a weekly empowerment Q&A day with personalized empowerment guidance and support from me to you. So you can actually pop in, and you can do this anytime in the group, but I put a specific weekly Q&A day post up in the group just to remind us all that I'm here, and I'm here to answer any questions, to support you in any of your experiences with your empowerment, and yeah, this is like, basically, because it's personalized, I'm not doing any private coaching right now. If I was, it'd be a lot more expensive than what the group is costing. So this is like a way to really get tremendous amount of value, huge value, and to learn and receive anything I've ever learned, any wisdom I've ever learned in 22 plus years. And I'm here to really share it all with you, and to take it and personalize it to your own experiences, and the questions you might have, and the leg of your empowerment journey that you're on. And it's just a setup. It's a membership group. I've never seen like it, and because no one like me, and I'm the principal of the school, and the school was created through me. So that's, I'm here and finally 100% providing everything that I've ever been uniquely preparing to provide. I'm here to provide it to you guys, you wisdom leader people who are ready to step into your power. So yeah, it's really cool. You guys, so come on in. I would love to have you in the school. I'll be sharing with you, or I want to share with you that I'll be posting our first masterclass soon, I think coming up next week, and in which I will be teaching you how to do prosperity healings for yourself and for others. I've been doing these prosperity healings for probably, in this unique way that I'll be teaching, I've been doing them for over a year now. I've been working with clients since 2006 in supporting them in opening to their prosperity, their own wealth consciousness, their money relationship, their abundance energy. I've been working with clients since 2006 doing this, but this prosperity healing that I'll be teaching in the first masterclass, it's very unique. Now, I'll be teaching it in my own way, and what I'll be highly recommending is that you take it and do it for yourself a couple times and see what feels best for you. And I always say, like, whatever I teach, take it and make it your own, because empowerment means that we're all unique, right? And each of our gifts and our messages, even though the bottom line and the end result of any light worker's work on earth is to lighten the vibration so that we feel better and happier and more abundant in some way or another, we're each here to do it in our own unique way. We're all snowflakes, but each of us is a unique specimen, right? So, but I'm excited to share about the prosperity work and the specifically teaching how I do the prosperity healing, and that way that spreads the abundance, right? Because if you do it for yourself, you'll feel so much better, and you know, you can do it for others, you can teach it to others. I'm like giving away everything, you know. That's what's really happening. I mean, I'm charging a monthly fee, but to teach everything that I've ever learned, you know, I really could be charging thousands and thousands of dollars for it. But I'm not right now anyway. Maybe someday. I probably will someday, especially if I start it as a private practice as well. But anyhow, come on in. The water's fine. Get in on the ground level pricing, and I'll be over the moon happy, seriously, to hang out with you guys and connect on our empowerment vibration journey. That would be wonderful. So come on in. So that's astrasings.com/school. Thank you guys. I'm really, really happy that you are either here listening live or listening to the replay. Thank you so much. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.